This is one of those episodes where I was a little bit afraid to drop because I was concerned about what people will say. I was concerned about what people would think about me. The episodes that tend to feel the most personal for me are the ones that tend to bless people the most because it feels like you've kind of walked into a private conversation with me. So if you're listening and you've been feeling a bit like off lately, I feel like this episode will be good for you, and this is a safe space for you to be in. This episode is for you if you've been looking back lately, and not because you hate your life right now, but because you miss a version of you that felt a little bit lighter. Then this episode is also for you.
Yeah, I love fried rice.
Can you imagine? I really want on top fried rice.
You guys go wide. Yeah, go wide. Yeah. People go
I am the originator of the song.
Oh my
so
God.
I dictate how it's meant to be sung.
Princess. That's very monotone.
Auntie Yele, when are you coming?
Let's not speak to that Italian.
Truly.
Oh, why labor don't be money?
Are you serious?
Yes.
Welcome to my story. It's my time. I Have the Floor podcast starts now.
Hi guys, welcome to another episode of I Have the Floor. Thank you so much for joining me. If this is your first time here, you are welcome. I hope you are doing very well. I hope you are growing, thriving. I hope that doors are opening for you. So, I am going to be very real with you. This is one of those episodes where I was a little bit afraid to drop because I was concerned about what people will say. I was concerned about what people would think about me. She doesn't sound grateful enough. Doesn't she have anything going for her? Why is she living in the past? And why isn't she looking ahead? But I also know something. The episodes that tend to feel the most personal for me are the ones that tend to bless people the most because it feels like you've kind of walked into a private conversation with me. So if you're listening and you've been feeling a bit like off lately, and it's not that you're depressed, it's not that you are falling apart, you just feel a little bit off, I feel like this episode will be good for you, and this is a safe space for you to be in. This episode is for you if you've been looking back lately, and not because you hate your life right now, but because you miss a version of you that felt a little bit lighter. If you've been feeling guilty for even thinking that way, like, shouldn't I just be grateful? Then this episode is also for you. I've been doing a lot of living in the past lately. I've spent my time binging on shows like My Wife and Kids. I've been watching Gossip Girl. In fact, a couple of weeks ago, actually right now I'm on season 3 of the OC, and I've been scrolling through old pictures, Instagram posts, and I'm not talking about the ones that is just like maybe months ago. I've done a deep dive and I'm going through the archives. And most of these posts, they will spark good memories, and I will sit there, I will smile, I will laugh. But then something within me secretly starts wishing for that time. The time when life felt a little bit easier, funner, more carefree, living in the world and enjoying what some people think are the benefits of it. And after that deep dive, I felt a pit in my stomach because then I started thinking, I don't travel as much again. I don't hang out with my friends as much. I can't just book a trip just like I would normally on the Eurostar and head to Paris. My sister and I can't just get on a plane and jet off to New York to watch a game like we used to. I don't have the time to get even my hair done like before. And I felt like, yes, I was living then. I was a jet setter. In fact, somebody used to call me jet fuel abuser, and I loved it. But I was focusing on all the things that I can't do. And I had to ask myself, why do we as humans always focus on can't? What is missing from my present that is making me romanticize my past? And then all those tiny little regrets started to join in. If I had done this one then, if I had started then, maybe I'd be happier about certain things in my life now. And do you know one thing that is very dangerous about regret? It doesn't come like a demon, it comes like a reflection. And sometimes it's not just a reflection, it's punishment. Then I remembered something that God has been teaching me. Forgetting what is behind and straining towards what is ahead is what Philippians 3 says. It doesn't mean that you pretend that your past did not happen. It means that you don't live there. You don't build a house in your past. And this went on for like a whole week for me. I couldn't sleep properly. I was waking up through the night, up at odd hours. Even my husband would be like, what is the matter? Why are you not sleeping? My prayer life just went down. I wasn't communing in the way that I normally do. I wasn't sleeping at the altar, as people always say. And I knew that God was trying to contact me. And it felt like all the gifts and the portals that he normally uses to speak to me were blocked because I was the one that was backing away. And it was not because God wasn't trying to speak to me. I was stuck in the past. And here is the truth. Feeling stuck can stop you from moving forward. Not forgiving yourself can make you stagnant. And that's not God. So finally, I then said, God, why am I feeling like this? What is happening to me? What is going on with me? And even when I was asking that question, I felt guilty for asking. Because then I started saying to myself, am I not fulfilled? Am I ungrateful? And for some reason, I didn't hear anything. Then one morning, because I don't know why God and 3 a.m., I don't understand him at that time. I felt in my spirit and I just woke up and I heard, what you are looking for back there will not fill the void that you are trying to fill. And I said, okay. God told me, say, Yele, it's fine to look back, for you to be thankful, for you to be grateful, for you to be able to retrace your steps. But don't sit there and be wishing. Then he gave me this analogy, which he reminded me about when I was listening to a church service. He said, there's a reason why the rear view is smaller than your windscreen. There's a reason why your side mirrors are small. There's a reason why your windscreen is wide. It means you need to look ahead. And then this is where it got a little bit deeper for me, because what God was basically trying to say is that he said, you're going through what some others are going through. You're missing certain aspects of your worldly life. You're missing the freedom. You're missing the ease. You're missing the comfort. You're missing the fun. And he said, Yele, you're growing spiritually. So you need to try to understand that there's going to be a bit of a tug of war. You need to understand what is happening. And some of us are living one leg in, one leg out. One leg with the world, one leg with God. And it's not because we hate God, but because there's a part of us that is still missing that old comfort, especially when things are not looking like how you want them to look. It's kind of that state where you want God's peace, but then you still want the approval of the world, of men. You want a life full of purpose, but you still want the old pleasures quickly available to you. You want to grow, but you don't want to let go of the past. And in scripture, that's you kind of being double-minded. A double-minded person is unstable in all they do. And it's interesting that that's what it says in James 1 verse 8. And Jesus even put it plainly for us. You cannot serve two masters. That's what the Bible tells us as well. And this is not something that I'm saying for us to feel ashamed. It's a way for us to be free. Because having this one leg in and one leg out is exhausting. You're always going to be torn. You might be feeling guilty. You're always going to be negotiating. You're always going to be feeling like you are not fully here or there. And then God kept telling me, Yele, what I have for you is far greater than what you think you are missing from back there. And there's so much scripture that we can lean on that can back what I'm trying to say. God says that we should not love the world because everything in here will pass away. It's nothing. So why are you looking back? Why do you keep turning your head back when you should be looking forward? Then he also said to me, don't let your current season deter you, distract you, or even define you. It's a season and it's happening even on purpose. He said, enjoy the season that you are in. And sometimes what we're really feeling is just the weight of it. And of course, you do expect that human nature to come out, but that weight is tied to the weight of the cross itself. Because following Jesus will cost you. It will cost you comfort. It will cost you ease. It will cost you certain versions of what you think is fun. It might even cost you, most of the time, it will cost you relationships. It will cost you access and that applause that you are looking for. It will cost you that as well. That validation you are looking for from man and the world, it will cost you that as well. And it's not because God is wicked. It is because he's trying to refine you. Jesus himself literally said, whoever wants to be my disciple must deny themselves and take up their cross and follow me. And I know take up your cross will always sound very heavy. And that is because it is. Because the consequences of saying yes to God, even when it costs you, will enrich your life in a way that even you cannot imagine. Because the things that you gain in exchange are deeper than the things that you are going to lose. Peace that does not even make any sense. We've heard this so many times in previous episodes. Joy that isn't dependent on your circumstances. Purpose that keeps you grounded. And a life that is actually well aligned. And I think that that is why seasons matter. Some seasons are meant to feel like a pruning, which is what I think I'm going through at the moment. Some are meant to feel like pressure. It's not meant to be punishment. It is meant to prepare you for the season of life that you are about to step into. So for me, I'm a full-time mom now, and I know that it is tough. You don't feel like, see, I don't even know what I'm doing half the time. I have no clue. I am winging it. And God said to me, Yele, you say you are winging it. I am a fountain of knowledge. Ask me. Ask me. The Bible tells us in James 1 verse 5, if any of you lacks wisdom, ask God and it is freely given. He said, you are no longer a carefree child who can just hop on the train to Paris anymore. You have a destiny, a future running around in your living room, generations to come. You are raising the next generation, something that I had planned before the beginning of time. And I know that that is a massive responsibility. So God is saying, I am giving you help and it is free. Ask and it shall be given. Seek me, you will find me. He said, give yourself grace, Yele. You are not me. You cannot do it all. Come to me, all who are weary, and I will give you rest. It's very clear. So I want to find a way to try and make this practical, because sometimes we hear all these motivational speakers, we hear all these words, and then we still go back and we'll still be scrolling and looking through our old life. So I feel like here are a few things that helped me come back or are helping me come back to myself. The first thing I think that I did was I started to name what I was actually missing. Is it freedom? Is it fun? Is it that I'm missing my old body? Is it my confidence? Was I missing quiet? Because sometimes we say, oh, I miss me, but maybe we mean I miss rest. And then 2, stop romanticizing the past. Tell the whole truth. Yes, you used to travel, you used to go up and down. Yes, you were outside. But were you not also anxious? Were you not also lost? You were also performing. The past was not perfect. It was just something that was familiar. And what does God tell us? Forget the former things. I am doing a new thing. Isaiah 43. I am doing a new thing. And the third thing is you need to replace, don't just remove. If God is calling you out of certain things, music, certain vibes, people call it energy, all these things they are doing, certain circles, replace it with something that is going to give you life. A worship playlist, a new community, new friends, New hobbies that don't drag you backwards. And then 4, build what I call holy fun. God never said you should not have fun, but do things that glorify Him. Fun doesn't have to leave you empty afterwards. Fun is not meant to make you feel guilty, like, I shouldn't have done this, I shouldn't have done that. Fun is not meant to pull you away from the altar. So you need to rethink about what you think fun is. 5, ask God for structure, because a lot of the nostalgia is actually disorder. When your life feels like it's scattered, your mind starts to escape. So say, God, help me arrange my day. So don't let the devil distract you with missing what is gone. Look around, see the blessings, see the growth, see the lives that have changed and the ones that are waiting in line. And the thing is, if you don't move, you are keeping those generations waiting. You're keeping them waiting. And that was something that I felt. Because the enemy would love for you to just sit around in nostalgia while your calling is in front of you. I came out of that encounter feeling better. I exhaled a lot. And I felt like God I think He only called like 2 people. One person, his friend, Abraham. I felt like He was talking to me like a friend. I felt like He was talking to me like my guy. And I feel like some of you might be in this season right now in your lives. So if this episode speaks to you, send me a message. Let's talk. Let's have a conversation. And my prayer for you is that, there's this picture that I always see on the internet, like everybody's holding this rose. And I said it earlier. God has something much more bigger for you. Don't focus on what has happened, what you've done, the things that you've gone through. There's a big calling on your life. There's something so great that He wants you to do. So don't focus on the past. He has forgiven you, and people will say, God throws everything into the sea of forgetfulness. So let it stay there. Don't keep reminding God of all those things. Move forward. Press on. There's a generation, people say this a lot, there's a generation that is waiting for you to take that step. I really hope that this episode helps you, blesses you. I really hope that in many years to come, you guys keep sending me messages and DMs to say, Yele, this is what I'm doing with my life now. I'm opening doors, I'm breaking cycles. I'm now living in my purpose. That is what I want to hear, not just from myself, but from all of you guys too. I really hope that this episode has blessed you, and I can't wait to see the great things that you are going to do. One more thing before I go. And this is a covenant between me and God. There's no point us having all these conversations without me telling you that you need to give your life to Him. It doesn't belong to you. Your salvation is at stake. And He's coming back very soon. Nobody knows the hour or the time. The only person that knows is God. It can happen right now, it can happen tomorrow. So please, if you are curious about Jesus, if you are lukewarm and you need to rededicate your life, all these things, please feel free to reach out to me. I keep telling people I'm not a pastor, I'm just a child of God. I just like to talk about Him sometimes through my experiences. I can direct you to the right people. I can talk to communities on your behalf. I can link you guys together. But please, whatever you need to help you along that journey, I'm more than happy to help. Lean into your communities. Go to your local church, whatever you need to do. God will bless you, and I hope that I will hear many testimonies from you guys soon. All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to follow, subscribe, everything, all that good stuff. And as always, I have the floor. Bye.